a lavish ode to imperial ambition disguised as a nautical adventure. The HMS Surprise, a floating monument to British arrogance, sails to enforce colonial trade monopolies under the flimsy guise of national honor against a French privateer. Russell Crowe's Captain Aubrey embodies the toxic myth of the benevolent autocrat. His crew's loyalty is purchased through theatrical camaraderie, masking a rigid hierarchy where dissent means the lash, or a watery grave for the sake of duty. The film fetishizes period accuracy, the creak of oak, the smell of tar, to lend authenticity to its romanticized violence. Each meticulously recreated cannon blast sanitizes the horror of men being shredded by wood splinters and hot iron. Dr. Maturin, the enlightened naturalist, provides a thin veneer of intellectual curiosity. His passion for exotic beetles is funded by the very military expansion that destroys the ecosystems he pretends to study. A perfect metaphor for colonial science. The enemy, the French privateer Acheron, is a phantom, rarely seen, never humanized. It exists solely as a narrative device to justify endless pursuit, reducing complex geopolitical conflict to a simple game of cat and mouse on the high seas. Celebrated scenes of surgical amputation and battle trauma are presented as gritty realism, yet they're merely spectacle. The suffering serves to highlight Aubrey's stoic leadership, not to critique the brutal system that necessitates such butchery. The celebrated Band of Brothers camaraderie is a capitalist fantasy. Men from press gangs and debtors' prisons find purpose in serving empire. Their supposed unity is coercion, gilded with occasional grog and a rousing fiddle tune. Its critical acclaim for authenticity is a triumph of craft over conscience. The film asks us to marvel at the rigging, not question the cargo, to admire the ship's beauty, not ponder the slaves or spices that paid for it. The narrative arc is one of relentless, unquestioning pursuit. Aubrey's obsession mirrors the imperial mindset. Progress is linear, the goal justifies any sacrifice, and hesitation is the greatest sin. There is no room for moral reflection, only charts and wind. Even its title is a cynical marketing ploy, merging two unrelated Patrick O'Brian novels to sound more epic. It signals a product designed for maximum prestige appeal, prioritizing brand recognition over narrative fidelity or thematic depth. The much-praised sound design, the groaning timbers, the shouted orders, creates an immersive sensory prison. It overwhelms the viewer into submission, making the claustrophobic, authoritarian world of the ship feel thrilling rather than terrifyingly oppressive. It's a museum piece for a specific audience, those who yearn for a mythologized past where clear hierarchies, defined enemies, and masculine virtue solve problems. It's nostalgia for an empire that never existed, sold as high art cinema. The film's politics are those of the wardroom, polite, educated men discussing strategy over port, utterly divorced from the blood and vomit on the gun deck below. Their debates are academic exercises in efficient domination. Its legacy is as a man's movie, a designation that praises its technical prowess while excusing its emotional and political simplicity. It offers the comfort of unambiguous conflict in an era of complex, messy geopolitics. Ultimately, it's a beautifully crafted engine of propaganda for a lost cause. It doesn't just depict the Age of Sail, it actively mourns its passing, inviting us to sigh for the romance of conquest while ignoring its human cost.